My name is Kris Carter. I'm the Senior Product Marketing Manager for Precon here at Procore. I really got into product marketing because it connects my interest and my natural curiosity about technology and the way that the world works with a strategic focus on the steps companies need to take to lead in the market. And I came to Procore because these challenges don't come much bigger than in the construction industry, an under-digitized industry with huge potential for digital transformation. And Precon is a really vital phase for getting those projects off the ground. You'll tell from my accent that I am from the UK, so I'm from Manchester in England, which is the city of firsts. It's the home of the first passenger railway station. It's where Charles Rolls first met Henry Royce. It's the home of the first stored program computer, and it's where Ernest Rutherford first split the atom. And what's really cool about all of those projects is that they're all the product of intense collaboration. And at some point in that journey, there will have been collaboration on documents. You don't get to build a railway station, even in 1830, without collaborating on documents. But throughout much of that time, it's been a really complex and linear process. And we think we have something better, and we're really excited to talk about it today. And I'm really excited to see all of the energy and excitement in the room that's talking about it. With me today is an absolute legend of a man and Groundbreak Innovation Awards finalist. We'll give a round of applause. Chris Fitzpatrick from Ardmac. Ardmac do some absolutely incredible work, and you can be hearing lots more from them later on in the session. Firstly, you're probably going to be seeing this slide quite a lot at Groundbreak. I'm going to be talking about a lot of exciting things about Procore and our vision, and I'm going to be talking about some cool new features that we're working on that aren't yet generally available. The lawyers want me to remind you to make purchasing decisions only based on what's available today, and you can read this full statement on our website. I'm going to start off with maybe another slide that you may have seen before, which is our platform. As you know, it's our vision and our belief that by connecting your entire project lifecycle from pre-con to closeout to everything in between, we can radically improve construction outcomes. We can help you to scale and grow in one platform while growing your business. We can help you manage your data across projects, and we can ensure that everyone has access to the same information in real time. Now, you've heard from Tui and Wyatt earlier, and you'll probably be hearing from a lot of us about the shift from defense to offense by focusing on what matters most. But you may be wondering, how does that actually apply to documents? And why are documents so critical? And I kind of had a hint of this when I was walking into the session today, where someone was saying, well, what's the session that's coming up next? And I said, it's the construction documentation session, sir. And he said, I want no part of that at all. So, but I think documents are really fascinating, and we're going to talk about how we can apply that same thinking of shifting to offense to help you scale and grow your business. Now, you don't need me to tell you in this room that the way that we build is changing. Today, there's really no such thing or no such thing as a discrete design, bid, and build phase. But today, those phases are happening simultaneously with multiple entities and teams having to work together. And this collaboration on documents has to take into account that teams have different nuances and requirements. Documents need to be trusted across teams to ensure widespread adoption, as well as enable collaboration between these teams to prevent information silos. This is particularly true and something which is really close to my heart for our international customers, where mandates such as ISO 19650 and owner mandates on projects actually specify hard requirements around how documents should be managed on projects. And it's been a really important part of our international journey that Chris will be speaking about, working with our customers to help find a process that works for them. And also critically building the scale into our platform and the flexibility so that companies and contractors and owners like yourselves can adapt the platform to their needs. But actually, we found that when we go out and speak to customers globally, that the set of requirements globally is remarkably consistent. They're looking for a single source of truth for their documents. They're looking for the ability to manage metadata, particularly on large projects. They're looking for an easier way to manage permissions, and we'll talk about some of the challenges around that. and they're looking for integrated markup and review. And we at Procore know perhaps better than anyone and just how important this is to solve for this. Over 400 million documents were uploaded to Procore in 2022, and over 5.5 terabytes of data. So now what I'm going to present to you is our new solution for this that we're rolling out with international customers initially, Procore Document Management. Firstly, we thought quite heavily about the interface. The documents tool today is often quite literally the single source of truth for a project. So it's really important that you're able to manage documents within a single, easily accessible interface, and that's accessible across web and mobile. So it's relevant to the context of how people are accessing documents today. The other part is the upload journey. Now this is something which often kind of gets overlooked, but it's vitally important that not everyone is on the same set of drawings, but also that upload journey is incredibly smooth. So with Procore Document Management, what you're going to be able to do is upload any type of file into our documents tool, and eventually from anywhere else in Procore, and know that they'll all end up in a single streamlined holding area where a document controller, a document manager, an information manager, whatever that function looks like at your business, can review for quality and accuracy of metadata. The next phase is permissions. Now, if you were in the GC keynote, you'll have heard Julian talk about permissions earlier. So it's on you to make sure that the right people have access to the right information and that you don't expose information to people who shouldn't have it. Sounds simple, right? But the amount of energy and the amount of hours and the amount of wasted time that goes into managing these permissions and making sure that people don't have access to something that they shouldn't see is absolutely huge, right? So what we've done with Procore Document Management is we've automated permission groups, actually using the metadata on the drawings. So all you have to do is define a permissions group once, and then you can automatically distribute new and relevant drawings to that group. So an example would be for an electrical trade, typically has an E in the metadata of the drawing. Procore will recognize that the E is there, and it will automatically apply the permissions once you've set up the permissions group to everyone in that trade. With Procore Document Management, you're also going to be able to manage the entire approval process from end to end, right from within Procore. We have thousands of customers worldwide. They each have, particularly on large projects, their own approval workflows. That'll look different whether if you're a large owner, if you're a large GC, if you're a mid-market GC. That the stakeholders that you're actually going to have to reach are very different, right? So what you're going to be able to do is design what that workflow looks like for you, configure it, and then set it up within your own instance. And you can also apply that at company and a project level. So if you're looking to standardize processes across your entire company, you can do it that way, or you can also set it on a per project level. What's also really interesting is that the rules can be set up to kick off workflows based on the metadata. So all drawings can go through a change workflow. And reviewers will automatically be notified by email to enter the viewer where they can review markup and provide an official response for the files that are in their core. We're going to leverage an entirely new document viewer for this as well. So there's a consistent viewing, keyword search, and markup experience, no matter what type of file you need to view anywhere in Procore. Procore Document Management provides a consistent and easy-to-use experience for accessing and managing all project files, providing a single source of truth for everyone on the project. Manage, review, and approve packages of files as part of a single workflow experience in real time. Limit distribution of sensitive documents via metadata-driven permission groups, while enabling documents to be available to people who need to see them. Filter drawings by status to ensure that everyone is always working off the latest set of drawings. For customers working to international standards, Procore Document Management provides a common data environment that supports ISO 19650 compliance, custom naming conventions and standards for projects, custom approval workflows, and with Procore's unlimited storage and users model, you can store and collaborate on as many files as you need. say goodbye to traditional document management and say hello to Procore document management. What I want to say, partly as a segue to bringing Kris up, but also something which I really deeply feel, is international is a huge focus for us, and we literally couldn't have built Procore document management without the partnership of our international customers. We're really excited to work with these customers through our global beta program, through the innovation labs, and through the local market experts. And as we become a more global company, and as we serve customers from around the world, as we serve the needs of multinational GCs, that's going to become a really, really important part of our motion. And one of the best parts of working on this has been getting to grips with all of the needs of our international customers worldwide. So now it gives me great pleasure to introduce a man I've known since the beginning of my journey at Procore, Kris Fitzpatrick, the head of technology and innovation at Ardmac. Now, Ardmac are a really, really special company. They're an international construction specialist with over 40 years experience, the leading provider of data center solutions, high-tech clean rooms, quality fit-outs, specialized refurbishments, and turnkey construction and manufacturing facilities across Europe. Is anyone involved in building data centers in this room? Yeah. So you'll know that these projects are really, really fraught with complexity. So timelines are compressed. It's a very specialist industry. You've got specialist trades that have to work on it. Projects are booked out for years in advance. And every decision from technical submittals to RFIs receives sign-off from multiple parties during the planning stage. And often, every action needs to go through multiple gates for approvals as well. So almost, the perfect, if you could pick a case study for document management and the need and where it's really going to support, I would say either a large design build GC where pre-cons are really a massive element of that focus, or you get someone that's building data centers. And Ardmac have been working for us. They were one of the first customers in EMEA. They've been working with us for around 5 years now, and Procore is working to improve communication across the project team from the field to office with easy-to-use mobile apps and powerful workflows. But no one's going to say it better than Kris himself, so I'm going to bring Kris up now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kris. Thank you, everybody. Can you hear me okay? So my name is Kris Fitzpatrick, and I'm from Dublin, Ireland. It was great to hear Kris talk about Manchester so positively and all the good things they do in Manchester. But in Dublin, Ireland, we do one thing good, and that's Guinness. So we all know who the winner is there. I just want to say thanks to Kris and the wider Procore team for the invitation to come and speak in New Orleans. It's our first time here. And I suppose what I'm going to talk to you is our digital transformation journey to date. We're at a Procore event, so I suppose I better mention them and how we're collaborating with Procore and the lessons that we've learned along the way. As we all know in this room, change in organizations can be painful and difficult, but we've had some good results, which we like to call champagne moments along the way. First off, a little bit about Ardmac. We've been in business since 1977, and we're an international construction company that delivers high-value workspaces in technical environments. Safety first is our #1 guiding principle and is foremost in our thinking, for everyone around us, in everything we do, and wherever we impact. Our vision is to be the contractor of choice for our clients and the workplace of choice for great people. I've been working for Ardmac for almost 6 years, and I've worked in the technology and communication sectors prior to joining Ardmac. What I enjoy working about the communication sector is how open everybody is to new ideas, and respect always is one of our guiding principles in Ardmac, which is really important to me. So as you can imagine, we've lots of projects and initiatives going on in an organisation like Ardmac, but for today I'd like to focus just on our digitalisation journey. And our approach at Ardmac is to work smart. So what does that mean for us? It means we deploy innovative technology throughout our business to empower our people, drive performance, and delight our customers. We place our customer at the centre, and we apply lean construction principles and technology to everything we do at Ardmac. We analyse problems through a structured innovation process, and we apply technology to solve them in a focused manner. We believe technology has the power to drastically change the face of the construction sector, and Ardmac are committed to staying ahead of the curve. So my name is Kris Carter, and I'm the Head of Technology and Innovation at Ardmac, and one of the programs we've been working on for the last few years is called Working Smart. And what that means is we deploy technology to empower our people, drive performance, and delight our customers. and we use the most innovative technology to drive the right behaviours and to drive performance across our projects.
One of the main aspects of Procore is we can create dedicated checklists which allow us to inspect our own works, whether it be from a safety perspective, a quality perspective, or simply progress on site.
And it means that there's a single source of truth for all of the information across the project at any given time.
It makes my life a lot easier day to day. I can go straight down onto the floor, I can meet with the operatives, I can open up the iPad, I can go to the drawings tool, I can select a drawing, whatever I need to do, it's all there available straight away.
Ardmac has been delivering BIM projects for over 10 years. In the last couple of years, we've really accelerated our BIM rollout and our BIM adoption across the organisation. We achieved ISO 19650 certification, and it means that all of our standards and processes are fully aligned with ISO best practices across the world.
I would say the main benefit of BIM is coordination, because it helps everybody work on one same platform and see how they integrate with each other's disciplines.
I think overall our Work in Smart programme gives us real focus on our technology initiatives and where we want to go and what we want to do next. Ideally, we're looking for initiatives that will improve our quality and safety, that will make us leaner and make us more agile, and we get faster decisions. As an organisation, we're looking to consistently deliver excellence across all of the sectors and geographies, and we believe that technology has the power to drastically enhance that and to enable it, but ultimately we are looking for our people to deliver excellence across the business and across our projects. So I think some of the things that Kris spoke about earlier in the presentation around Documents Tool really resonated with us. A few years ago, we experienced a lot of the same things on a daily basis at Ardmac. We had challenges with collaboration and working with our clients and our suppliers. We had different CDEs, and we designed a really basic CDE ourselves, but we didn't have a whole lot going on in there. There was lots of challenges around accessing this remotely on our sites, and I'm sure you guys all have similar problems. Approvals and workflows were offline, and they involved papers and documents being moved physically around the organisation for review and sign-off, which causes problems in the large-scale projects that we work on. Our project and site managers will be on site managing and delivering projects, and we have to travel back and forward between sites and offices to get access to information. And collaborating with our clients is super important to us and our supply chain, but it was difficult, and emails usually ended up being the most reliable form of communication. People found workarounds and people did things that shouldn't have been done, and as a senior team, we weren't too comfortable with that. So how do we address those challenges? Well, lucky for me, we were given time, resources, and backing by the directors to try new technologies and processes and to modernise the business and moving forward. Fast forward 3 years later, and you can see on the screen some of the technologies that we use to power our business. As an organisation, we use the full suite of software and platforms from different vendors, and this is something we like to continue. Our technology strategy is based on build or buy and configure rather than build ourselves. We're a small technology team working in a construction company, and we're very aware of that approach works well for us. We don't want large development teams in-house working on lots of risky things that go wrong. From a pre-contract perspective, we use HubSpot. We use a platform called Evaluate for estimating, and we also use Procore. Our design and engineering teams use Adobe and Autodesk, and from a site perspective, Procore and GoContractor are two of our most important platforms, ensuring our staff and contractors are fully inducted into each site they are working on. In our offices, we use Microsoft productivity tools like Business Central. So where did Work in Smart come from? Since we started on our digitalization journey, we were being vendor-led to an extent. We were getting, I'm sure you guys all have this, we were getting software vendors coming in promising us they were going to change the world and giving us lots of shiny new toys. Different levels of the organisation, and some people were able to deal with that and some people weren't. So we struggled with capturing requirements, we struggled with justifying spend and making sure that we were getting the benefits across our group. Sometimes we were just trying to solve the wrong problems at the wrong time. So to address this, we took a step back from the technology and we asked ourselves, what are we trying to achieve as an organisation? We set up a small committee of key stakeholders and we developed our 3 core principles of empowering our people, driving performance and delighting our clients. On the screen you can see what we're trying to achieve. To empower our people, we want to give them user-friendly tools and platforms with accurate information. We want to drive performance by focusing on ensuring our sites are safe and productive. We're laser focused on safety. To delight our clients, we want to be a trusted partner and provide certainty over costs and programs. By simplifying our thinking when it comes to evaluating a digital tool or process, if it does not contribute to our Work in Smart strategy, then it is simply not for Ardmac, which has served us really well. Kind of touching back onto Kris's presentation, and obviously we're here to talk about the Documents tool. The Documents tool, when we first engaged with Procore, was really what got it over the line for us. It was the start of the process, and we had been on Microsoft SharePoint at that time. We brought Procore into the business for collaboration, productivity, and a standardized way of managing our projects digitally. And at that point, Procore also introduced lots of other formal tools into our processes. Daily logs, RFIs, observations. Previously, these would have been templates which were stored in our offline management library. Unfortunately, we then made a couple of missteps. And these are all the tools that we focused heavily on in the early days to engage our project managers. We did workshops. We produced daily and weekly reports and dashboards, trying to drive adoption and compliance. It was tough. Having signed a Procore in December 2018, we were struggling to achieve value and thinking about not renewing. However, our champagne moment came about when we turned our focus back to the documents tool. Going back, our original business case for Procore was collaboration, increasing and improving collaboration, so we decided to change tactic, and we put 100% of our adoption efforts into getting the documents tool right, and we would focus on the wider tool set afterwards. So in August 2020, we disabled all of our legacy servers for all projects. So no more file shares, Z drives, P drives, that type of stuff. Reintroducing and relaunching the documents tool was a game changer in our Procore journey. It was that moment that people could no longer work in Procore and they knew they had to change. We knew Procore was a good platform, and once we got our people into the system, they would start to explore and curiosity would hopefully kick in. As an approach at the time, I didn't fully appreciate how powerful the documents tool would be. I was still focused on the shiny cool tools Procore was bringing. So despite my reservations, we agreed to shut down all the servers. We gave the teams about 5 weeks to prepare, probably a little bit long, but it worked out for us. And that single decision turned into a major champagne moment for us, and it changed the trajectory of the rollout of Procore. Overnight, the team and I were getting multiple requests for access to projects and folders within the documents tool, which continues to this day. Chris touched earlier on security and how important it is. For us, it's absolutely key to have our folders and files secured. Our usage numbers went up across the board, and the lesson that we took from this was, yes, our people want to collaborate, and they want to use the latest and greatest tools to make everything super slick and exciting. But some of the time, you just need to save a spreadsheet or a document that you're working on in a place that's easy to access for you and your team and your colleagues. Once the documents tool was in place, our journey to standardization and operational excellence across our projects really took off with some momentum, and our champagne moments kept coming. Our people were interacting and collaborating in Procore, and as a result, usage on the other Procore tools modules started to increase, and we really finally felt we were starting to transform Ardmac. To really win the hearts and minds of our clients, staff and partners, we introduced a Work and Smart value proposition, which I mentioned earlier. Off the back of Work and Smart, we were then able to introduce more advanced working practices into Ardmac, such as workflow tools and digital scorecards. From my perspective, digital scorecards is probably one of the initiatives that I'm most proud of. I joined Ardmac 6 years ago with a vision of becoming a data-driven organisation, so I'd like to share a little bit about the details about how we drive performance across Ardmac. As we had introduced a lot of change to the organisation, affecting every single person in the business, we needed a way of managing our compliance and performance in relation to digital processes. Over the last 12 to 18 months, we've developed bespoke to Ardmac a set of digital scorecards which allow us to measure each project consistently and rank projects and business units together. Our project management teams are very competitive and nobody wants to be at the bottom of the table. Fundamentally, we use the scorecards to identify key areas of our operations where further training, support and guidance is required. Our reports scale up and down throughout the business, and as they are produced monthly, we can trend our projects over time. We measure performance against 3 key dimensions: safety, quality, and overall digital compliance. We are also introducing a commercial scorecard, which we're hoping will give us 360 in a view of our business. These reports are reviewed by our senior management teams on a monthly basis, with key actions and lessons learned agreed for the month ahead. Taking it to the executive level, we've developed an Ardmac balance scorecard, which allows us to score our overall business unit performance against safety, quality, and digital at business unit level. As an organisation, we've identified a target of 85% compliance across our business units for 22, and we're hoping to get that higher for 23. Working smart and the ability to talk about our digitalisation goals in plain English, for me, is the key enabler for this. A big part of my role is innovation, and a big part of innovation is learning from your mistakes. So while I'm proud of our journey, it hasn't always been plain sailing. We wanted to collaborate further with Procore and the documents tool, because in Europe, the ISO 19650, which we talked about earlier on, was the international standard for BIM, and is a common request for our clients that we would get you during the pre-contact phase of a project. We secured this certification ourselves in 2020, but one of the prerequisites for the next level of certification was having a file naming convention in place. We tried to work with Procore, but it was a little bit early in their journey for this. So we did what all good teams do. We established a committee and we tried to design and implement our own standards. You can see on the screen what it looked like, and looking back on it now, I'm not sure what we were thinking. We rolled it out into the business and we failed massively. Everyone pushed back, it was too complicated, it doesn't add value, it didn't really fit in well with the workflows and interface in Procore. And in short, for us, we weren't working smart. At that point, we realized rather than trying to achieve our goals in isolation, we went back to the drawing board and we re-engaged with Procore again. Our experience of working with Procore and a partnership around the documents tool has been super positive. And as a client of Procore, it's great to be able to engage with the project team and understand their challenges and constraints and recommend solutions directly. We were open with our challenges and our learnings to date, we resonated with the team, and having worked with the guys, we're really excited to see how the new documents tool will look and feel, and the sort of engagement we get. Kris talked a little bit about metadata earlier, and we see this as one of the enablers for Aardmac to get to the next stage of working smart. Thank you very much for listening to our story, and we're super excited to continue our journey with Procore. Again, thanks to Kris and the team for allowing me to tell our story, and if anyone would like to have a chat afterwards, I'll be in the nearest bar.
Thank you so much to Kris. I think Aardmac have been a fantastic customer for us on the journey in EMEA. And I think what I love and what I certainly sense from the amount of cameras that were going up on Kris's slides were, people really appreciated. Aardmac have decided exactly who they want to be as a business. They know what is true to them and they know what is true to their values. And when something doesn't align with that, they change course. One of the great things that we've seen of working in the EMEA business as well, I think, is the sheer variety of projects that you see. So we work with the likes of Aardmac, who work on large data centers across Europe. We work with small residential builders. We work with large hospitals, and each of them have their own challenges around collaboration. And what it's given us the opportunity to do, particularly with our international customers, but it's certainly something that we've always done, and has always been at the heart of what we've done as Procore. I think we've just extended it to international. Is this deep partnership with our customers on the way that we build, where we've got feedback that our product needs to be different, where we need to work, where we need to adapt, where we need to meet certain standards. We always want to be meeting our customers halfway. That's why I'm so excited about the innovation lab that we've got downstairs. Please come and visit us. We are, I think, super conscious that documents is not a challenge which is just for international. It's not just met by a certain subset of our customers. It's a pain, kind of evidenced by the amount of people in this room that everyone is feeling. So come downstairs, talk to us, talk to our team, talk about what a great document management system would look like for you. And thank you very much for attending the session today.